What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? It's showing you that's in a serpentarium. I'm chilling with my mid-bar Rosie bar right now. She's a gorgeous little girl. You've probably seen her before if you're hanging about on the channel. So today we're going to talk about how to bond with your snake. Bonding with your snake, guys, is different to bonding with other animals like a dog or a cat or any furry or anything like that. It's a real different experience. Bonding with your snake is it can be quite time consuming, and you've got to really take responsibility for your snake, and you've got to put the snake's health and well-being first when you are bonding with your snake. So it's always worth keeping that in mind and coming from that perspective. I believe I've bonded with this girl as much as one can bond with a snake. When I first got her, she was real nippy, but now she's happy enough exploring on me. She knows I'm not food. She knows I'm not going to hurt her. So she's a real treat to handle now, with these lovely soft scales as well. Really, really cool. So when you first get your snake, the most important thing before you start doing any bonding is make sure it's established in its environment. Give it a week or two, give it a meal or two. Make sure it's comfortable in its surroundings before you start trying to bond with it, and then you can actually get it out and start establishing a relationship with your snake. First of all, you want to see if your snake is nippy or not, and if your snake is flighty or not. Okay, if it's trying to dart away from you, those are typical indicators that it's really stressed out. And then in that scenario, what I would do is handle it frequently, but for a short period of time. So what you want to do is, say if it's a darty snake or a flighty snake, what you want to do is get it out, handle it until it calms down, leave it calm down and stay that calmness for like a couple of minutes, and then just put it away. Keep doing that until it's no longer flighty or bitey, and then you will have a nice placid snake on your hands, like this girl here. She wasn't darty, alright, but she was convinced she was going to eat me. For quite a long period of time there, she did think that I was her dinner. Even though quite clearly that's not going to happen. She's like a 200-gram Rosie boa, and I'm a 90-kilo person, so that's just not going to happen, is it? But anyway, yeah, do that regularly, and then maybe then if you want to cut it back a little, because you just want to maintain it. Or if you want to just handle for your own pleasure, that's fine. I wouldn't overdo the handling though, especially if your house or your room where you're handling is cold, too cold for the species. That's why I think many species are better than others for beginners, because you can handle them in a normal room temperature without it actually being bad for the snake. Like this girl here, she's a Rosie boa. She can handle the lower temperatures of a typical British household without it actually affecting her health. Whereas something like a royal python, it's a little bit too cold, to be honest with you, for it to be out for any sort of real period of time outside of its viv, and it's a little bit dangerous. Or something like a corn snake, or most North American or European or Asian rat snakes or king snakes will be fine in an average British household temperature, even at winter, because obviously where they live is a lot actually colder than what it is in your house, so there's no need to worry about it. But with something like a python, you have got to worry about the temperature, and that will cause stress. So when you're bonding with your snake, it's really important, depending on the species, to keep track of how long you've had it out and the temperature of the actual room that you are handling it. That's really important, because you don't want your snake to become sick and start going off food and start having to take it back and forth the vets because you're over handling it. So that's really important to bear in mind. Now, what I like to do, the recommendation I give when you want to interact with your snake. Depending on the species, you can handle it about 3 times a week for a half an hour. Once you've bonded with it, you've established a nice, calm, stress-free relationship. But some species, possibly a little bit less than that. Like, for example, the royal pythons, maybe a little bit less for some individuals. But then other snakes, then like this rosy boa, or maybe my Dummerell's boa, I could handle for quite a while without having any issues with it being stressed or anything, as long as I wasn't bugging it too much. As long as I was more or less leaving it do its own thing, like what I'm doing here, just gently handling it. I'm not messing with it too much, I'm just leaving it roam around on my hand. This is how I would normally handle my snakes off camera, so I'm trying to replicate it more on camera. It's a little bit difficult because I can't show you as much, but it is something I'm trying to work on. So just be really gentle, guys, when you're bonding with your snakes as well. You want to really be nice and calm and establish to the snake that you're not food and you're not trying to hurt them. And after a while, it will get into their heads then that, you know, you're not food, you're not trying to hurt them. And that is the start of the bonding process and the trust that you're going to establish. And like I say, from there then you can either tone up from that half hour 3 times a week, depending on the species and depending on if it's eating and showing signs of stress, or you may have to take it down a little. I would recommend, rather than taking down the frequency, take down the duration. So rather than knock it down to twice a week at half-hour sessions, I'd rather knock it down to 20-minute sessions at 3 times a week. It gives the same amount of total time, but it's less time per session outside of its viv. So it sort of works out better for the animal, in my opinion. Some snakes can handle being outside for hours and hours, but you're going to have to figure that out on your own. You know, the stress levels and stuff of your particular snake species and the particular individual. So I hope that really helps, guys. Thank you for watching. I really enjoy making these videos for you all. If you've made it this far, you obviously like the video, so make sure you drop us a like. Comment down below what your thoughts are on this topic. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you subscribe. Daily snake videos over here, and you don't want to be missing out on any of that. Smash that notifications bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.